Let's talk to Professor Kingsak Charoenwonsak now in Bangkok. He is from the Institute of Future Studies for Development. Professor, thanks for joining us tonight. The Election Commission says it can't hold the by-elections until the conflicts are settled. But realistically, how long do you think can it hold off on these elections, by-elections?
Well, it will take at least 3 to 6 months for this to come through. Therefore, you will have a caretaking government for a long, long time before the whole conclusion can be drawn from all the constituencies missing, plus all the regularities that is happening. And party list 125 seats cannot be tallied until all the constituency, that is 375 constituencies, are counted completely. Therefore, I don't think you will see any shape or form of a parliament that can be convened and prime minister can be chosen at the earliest 3 months, I think.
3 months, all right.
3 to 6, I would
3 to
say.
6 months. Okay, let's talk about the opposition's case, saying that yesterday's election was illegal. Any merits on their case?
Yes, if you look at some of the technicality of the problems here, it's almost an impossible solution for this equation to be solved. There's some of those figures that are blocking the whole thing in the Constitution. First of all, you need to hold an election within 60 days from the dissolving of the parliament. That's why it's almost running out. Number two, the same date has to be done in the entire country, in every constituency. But now there's another date being set for the 28 missing constituencies, not yet being registered by candidates even. So it's a different date, so that's a loophole. Then everything has to be complete within 180 days, 6 months, which is going to be tough, given a lot of things uncertain. You also have all kind of technicality that things that need to be done by various articles in the Constitution that for you to be able to fulfill some of them, others will be missing. So if you try to fulfill the missing ones, then those who have not been missing will be missing. So it's a tough thing now because no matter what you turn, the technicalities problem of the law. And you can make a case for it, that this whole election can be void if interpreted by the Constitutional Court certain way.
Okay. When you talk about the election being void, if in case the Constitutional Court voids this round of election, what happens next? Who becomes the caretaker government?
That would mean that everything has to be restarted, the whole thing again. You have to register the entire 375 constituency, plus all the party lists of all the parties. The whole thing has to be reset as if it never happened.
Okay, but the caretaker government remains Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawat's caretaker government.
If that scenario warranted, that means that's the best scenario that the Prime Minister Yingluck could have. That is, she will be caretaking the whole time. But that again will be against the Constitution because she's not supposed to do that for that long. And if it exceeds certain time period up to interpretation again, she will be in trouble.
Okay, so it looks like there's no way out for Thailand either way. What do you think will Thailand need to do, Professor, to resolve this crisis?
That's what I have been asking for months, even before all these things turn ugly, that they need to negotiate for amicable solution, which is constitutional, and both sides agree to it so that it will not be playing out like this in messiness. What you have seen is clear that both sides thinking that they can have their ways, and therefore they're pushing their own way. One side wanted an election on February 2nd, and the Prime Minister has her way. The other side didn't want it and have to be resisting all the way through, and now unwilling to yield. And even after the election yesterday, today, and you can see the determination to go on in resisting. And this is a no solution kind of situation. That's why they need to talk and find some amicable solution. Both sides unwilling to talk because they think they can win, and they don't trust one another, and they think that their stakes are so high, and they don't think that the other side will give them any room for standing room. And the stake is so high. That is why it's a very tough situation for negotiation because it's a situation where both sides think they can win.
All right, very well said, Professor. Thank you very much for that. That's Professor Kreng Sak Jaron Wonsak there in Bangkok with us.